All right, all right. Welcome to Garage Talk with Andrew. Nothing but the truth. We're going to talk today about antisocial slash free speech slash faith. We really need Christians speaking up about their faith. I knew that free speech, censorship, and suppression was real, but sometimes I forget that it's worse than I think. Back then, years back, I believe the 90s, the CIA introduced no more saying Merry Christmas, Happy Thanksgiving, Happy Easter. No more, the word blessing, the word God, Jesus. All that was banned from the CIA. And that's just one company. Many companies ban these words, and many companies support customers calling in to file complaints. If you say, have a blessed day, Jesus saves, you express your faith, you have any kind of, and let's just take faith out of it for just a minute. The system has allowed people to be foolish, to call in and complain about people, which then in turn gets trickled into the employee or the worker to shut down free speech and put them in a box. You can't say this. This customer complained on you. You're not allowed to talk about politics, your faith. You're not allowed to talk about the vacation trip you took. It's getting so bad out there. So I've noticed when I go to grocery stores, if I have a discussion with a worker, they're on a timer. They're on a timer how long they can talk and what they can say, and they have to go back to work. They're on a camera, they're being monitored, they're being watched. That is some that's a load of crap. So what does antisocial have to do with it? The world, because the world is so hateful and backstabby and antisocial. Antisocial is just simply refusing to engage in any healthy social norms. And if you do, you're hostile and even to a point of being a criminal. So let's just pretend, and this has happened to me before. Let's say I'm walking and I say, hi, good morning, how are you? And you act haughty and hostile out of nothing, out of thin air, and you have a fake panic attack. Well, all of a sudden the police come, or I get a call, a complaint from somebody saying, "Hey, did you talk to this lady?" Yeah, I said, "Hi, good morning." Well, we don't talk to people. Oh, so I'm the problem for saying hi, good morning, but we're not going to talk about Betty Biscuit over here, who's having a mental meltdown because a bald man said good morning to me. Okay, got it. So what this has done, what antisocial has done, and the system is creating it and allowing it and feeding it from this phone right here and social media and whatever else people are drinking on. It's teaching people to hate people, which is what's driving the antisocial, which is what's driving the be careful what you say to people. It's like one big kind of a racket. And so I want to talk a little bit about that more in depth. Antisocial to ASPD, antisocial personality disorder, is the complete refusal to engage in normal, healthy social norms. You avoid people, everybody, and if you do end up talking to people, you're hostile to a point of being criminal. You exploit people. That's a big one, exploitation. I live in a neighborhood full of bitty, divorced women, and I'm a man. You already know where I'm going. When I first got here, people would only call me to do things for them. And the way they would talk to me and treat me was like, do this for me. Watch my home. Give me this. So, I just simply cut people off and ignored them. They make me the problem. And so now if I go for a walk when I look certain people, if I look at them, they will get in ready offensive mode, so that way if I say anything to them, they're going to use it against me. That is narcissistic behavior. We live in a narcissistic, very crafty, backstabbing world. When you engage with people and you're polite and kind and respectful, and you get hostility and stupidity in return, ignore them and cut them off. But at the same time, we really do need people speaking up about their faith, sharing their testimony. And, that's one of my favorite things to do in life, is to share with people, hey, look how good God is. Look what He's done for me. So here's what we need. And I'm just throwing this out there. We need an initiative, a company, a big company. So you're going to need more than 500 people for this. And it needs to be built, and it needs to be a faith Christian based company. They need to be experts at media and content. And we need to redo the social engineering with all these major social media companies, and reverse the engineering effect of what TikTok, Facebook, I almost said MySpace. Wow, some of you don't even know what MySpace is. TikTok, you got Facebook, you got Instagram, you got the YouTube, you got some other ones out there can't think of right now. And redo the social psychological engineering of what music and social media has done to divide people. If it can, if these apps and programs can make people hate and groom people and indoctrinate people, same thing with online dating apps. Oh, they're terrible. They indoctrinate you and they turn you into a dating zombie. Then it can be used to bring people together and be social and be lively and be vibrant. One thing I do like about China is China, through TikTok and their social media, they teach people the importance of being social, the value of education, and being a good citizen. They teach some level of values. I'm not saying let's be like China, just saying. We need a lot of that here. We really do. We also need new business owners, lots of them, to create better workplace culture and work with the stakeholders, if you get big enough to where you need stakeholders, and work within your system to build a system that empowers your employees. They can say and be and do whatever they want, meaning being authentic. And if customers file a complaint, you have a system in effect that dissolves and protects the worker and holds the customer at bay in such a way to where you don't lose your customers. But I'm sick and tired of these companies punishing their employees for saying, have a blessed day, or having a nice discussion with people. That's how you retain customers. How are you going to live your life and work a job and you can't say nothing to nobody? How are you going to live your life like that? That's just, you can't live. Don't say nothing to nobody. I had a job years back. It was a part-time job. And I would always get in trouble. I lasted 3 months, 4 months on this job. I would always get in trouble and written up for speaking to employees like this. Hi, good morning. It's good to see you. How was your weekend? That was considered talking too much, which, according to this company, slows down productivity. It's not just that company. This trash is everywhere. I see it everywhere. So no wonder people, to add to the flavor of antisocial, people are afraid to talk because they're afraid of getting in trouble. Let me tell you something, folks. This is what you have to do. Give you some vinegar right here. You need to get in this word, read it, pray, exercise, and be bold. And if your company don't like you, and they fire you and they want to treat you a certain way because you're being a good person, walk away. Walk away. Free speech isn't so free depending on where you go. So we got an antisocial world, especially you see in the bigger cities. Like if you go out, people are normal and they have common sense. Here in the big city, Lord have messes. No, common sense is definitely not common. People are rude, they're hostile. People in the big cities, they act like sociopaths. When you cross the street, they floor the gas pedal. When you knock on their door, they call the police on you, or they look at you like you're the children of the corn. It's so bad out here. It's just so bad in the big cities. Not just my neighborhood. It's everywhere. It's in the big city. You know, people love to stare and start fights, but they make you the problem. People love to cut you off, not use their turn signal, put it in reverse, go 20 miles below the speed limit, get out, pull out a gun or a knife, or start a fight. And it's like, dude, you started this whole thing. What is wrong with you? People have become very masterful. I know I'm going off kind of on this tangent, but I'll come back. People really have become masterful and crafty at creating problems where they don't exist. Then they make you the problem that they created while playing a narrative in their head. I don't know what's wrong with you. I'm going to call the police. I'm going to get an attorney. I'm going to gossip to the whole neighborhood or whoever. And people have become very masterful at it. The antisocial personality, the disgust of people because people have trauma, they have mental illness, they have whatever going on in their life. Maybe you're going through a hardship and we are taking it out on other people, and companies are punishing people for talking. It's like this kind of this cycle. And so we need Christians standing up for faith and being bold. So let me give you just a couple tips, and we're going to put this video up. Antisocial behavior is hostility, it's trash, it's criminal. Don't be antisocial. Change your attitude. Listen, folks, I've been through some shizer. I've had issues as a child. I came from a broken home. I came out of foreclosures. I've lost jobs. I've lost a business. I've lost my mind. If you know, somebody said, well, if you did lose your mind, how would you know? I've had depression. I overcame alcohol. I've overcome a lot of stuff. Some of you have been through different things. Some of you can say, listen, your mental illness, the issue you're going through, the trial you're going through, number one, I pray and hope you get through it, because you will. But two, it is not an excuse for you to go out and act like trash and take it out on other people. Read your word daily. Pray. Let this word change you and cleanse you. Exercise. Go for a walk. Be social. Say hi to people. And there was one more thing I was going to say. Can't quite remember. But we'll just stick with the point. Be bold. Don't be afraid. Don't let the system bog you down. Don't let it lock you down. Don't let it crush your social spirit. The school system, I talked about the education system, how it neuters people and how it grooms men and women, both separately and for bad reasons. The system wants to crush your creative spirit and your social ability. I've seen people, I'm in real estate, sort of, we're waiting on work. I've seen people, I've been involved in deals where in the middle of deals, people die. People die and lose their home. And one of the interesting things is, I learned this from a firefighter and a homicide detective. The loneliness and antisocial behavior is killing people. When you become the kind of person that when someone speaks to you and you cuss them out and fly off the handle, you need help. Don't be antisocial. Be bold in your faith. Speak up. Be wise. Now, I don't mean shove it down people's throats. Speak up. Be bold. If you read this word and you pray and you exercise physically, physical exercise, by the way, side note, it clears the brain and the heart, and it gives you much more confidence. And it makes you more vibrant. Do these things. Do these things. I'm going to do more stuff to combat this antisocial, free speech censoring, hateful society we live in that wants to turn people into sociopaths and punish the good people. I'm not going to let that happen. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hope it made you feel a good way. I hope it encouraged you to pray and get in your word. Change your attitude. You'll change your altitude. All right?